And you know what's crazy? Because you asked the ladies, what do they think?
Yeah.
Thinking is not necessarily the primary modality of the human. And
misogyny.
It's true.
Right?
It's true. They don't like, for example, I hate to pick on you, but you didn't even give a thought out response. When I said women don't go through the healer's journey,
misogyny.
You literally responded by saying women give birth. With all due respect, that's a response. Like if a man told me that, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, you're an idiot. But since you're a woman, I obviously held back like, okay, she doesn't understand. She's a woman. She's acting off of emotion. But if a man made a ridiculous argument like that, we'd all laugh at him and be like, bro, what the fuck is wrong? Are you nigga? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're trying to like equate giving birth as a woman to the hero's journey as a man. Like, are you? But again, you responded emotionally like, oh, I didn't even gonna think like my feelings. And then you respond. So, sorry, you were just talking about how women don't.
Right. Yeah. I didn't say it that blatantly, but essentially.
I just had to give an example.
right. So I was traveling through a couple countries recently, and every time you're out in the nightlife, and women will let you know like, hey, come talk to me. And so we meet a whole bunch of women, and every single time, eventually, always like in the 13th hour, I'm like, oh, how old are you? I'm like, oh, I'm this age. They'll be like, oh, because I'm like 20. Like, I didn't know you were that age. Like, you look so young. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, now, one, I'm a little bit jet lagged right now, and I'm wearing a proper suit. But, so, yeah, maybe I look a little bit younger. But what we don't realize is that they're operating not on their thinking. They're operating on their feelings. And when they encounter me in real life, how old are you is not a factor. They're encountering like, oh, I find this guy attractive. He's tall. He's strong. He's charming. He's funny. And then on the back, you're like, oh, how old are you? Just to center you somewhere in terms of how to look at what your experience level might be. But it's never an issue of like, oh, that's your age? Oh, I'm out. Like, no, not at all. And we're talking about like the most beautiful women in the countries that are known for having beautiful women. So what I'm pointing out to you is a woman, you might ask her like, well, what age guy would you date? And she'll say out of her mouth, oh, I'm 19. I want to date a guy who's like 19 to 22. And then she goes out in the world, meets me, and then she's like, well, I like him. Mm-hmm. And then that's like kind of like the end of the whole thing. That's how women are actually operating in real life. And we do have clinical immaturity. If a woman dates a guy who's younger than her, this is a major red flag. Females who date down in age are usually very messed up in here because they're looking to have a target that's easy to manipulate, to control, and to dominate. Ooh. When women say things like, I want a guy who's taller, you're saying I want a guy who's bigger, which means stronger, which means he could dominate me. When a woman's saying, I want a guy who's younger, she's looking for someone that she can outmaneuver mentally. It is not the natural inclination of the healthy female. So you should be suspicious of that inclination of having a guy who's your age, which is parity, equality, or a guy who's younger in age. All of this goes in contradiction to what is natural for a female seeking security, someone who can provide. A guy your age can't provide. If you're 24 and he's 24, and I went to great universities, was very ambitious. At 24, I didn't have anything. How could you? Mm-hmm. Now, if I was a 24-year-old talking about hot tour, then yeah, I might have been balling, but that's not the case. So what we have to realize is that right, that's sick. I'm done.
So, go ahead. You have something?
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, guys, we're gonna switch on over to Cavs Club. I'm gonna ask this question though before we switch on over.
Okay.
Ladies, knowing what you know now, are you going to speed up the process of trying to find a man, or are you going to just keep on trucking the way you've been trucking? We'll say right here.
I mean, who said that I'm not already looking and I just can't find one?
That's what's up. Shout out to you.
Interesting. Okay, I have a follow-up question with that, but I'll come back to you. What about you?
It's hard in Miami.
I mean, I'm
girls.
just gonna keep living my life, I guess. Like I feel like if you look too hard for something, people are more likely to like settle for less. So I don't want to settle for less. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm looking hard for
Interesting.
I mean,
sometimes
sometimes it smacks you in the head,
Yeah.
It's a bit hard too.
All right, so you're saying you're not gonna press it too much because you might push people away.
Well, not only that, but like, when people are so obsessed with like finding a girlfriend or finding a boyfriend, they kind of are more likely to settle for someone that they're like, oh, well, I just want a relationship, so I guess I'll take it. Where
okay, so you're not gonna settle.
No.
Interesting.
Not in that way.
I
I
got
don't
a
wanna
follow-up
settle for
question for
something
you,
I- yeah.
too.
Okay.
Okay, I got a follow-up for you, too. This is going to be fun.
She's
This is going
looking
to
for
be really
perfection, man.
fun. What about you, Algeria? Why are you going to adjust your strategy knowing what you know now?
Yeah.
How are you gonna adjust it?
Stop the cap.
Sorry, what was the question? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, got you.
I'm not understanding it.
Guys,
She got some fire. Though, I
So
already
you
know.
literally just said yes, and then I asked the follow. So you didn't even.
I know,
Okay.
I know.
I'm so
You do?
hot, guys.
That's what's up.
Okay. Knowing what you know now, are you going to change or lower your standards? Change or lower them?
No.
No, I wouldn't lower them.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. So you're not going to lower them. All right.
Never.
How are you going to change things then if you're not going to lower them?
I don't know.
Guys, no, I mean, I would just like, I don't know, like, same thing with her. Like, I don't want to chase for a guy, but like, I do eventually want to settle down.
Interesting.
That
Maybe.
attitude,
I
I've
don't
heard
wanna
this
chase.
attitude so many
Yeah.
times. Like, I don't want to chase you.
Like,
It's
no,
like,
no, like, I want to find a man. Like,
No.
at the end of the day,
This is actually
What's your
fantastic.
I
get-
want to find a man.
That's fine.
What's your age?
We'll leave it. I don't want to influence them.
Okay.
What about you? Knowing what you know now, you're 28 years old. Are you going to adjust your strategy, lower your standards? What are you going to do?
I don't think I had a strategy. I
Facts.
think I was
I believe it.
just
Yeah.
going,
No strategy.
going with the flow
flow?
in a way. Like, I mean,
Go
I
with the flow.
haven't found anyone that
Dead.
honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
What do you suggest for me to?
We'll get into that here in a
Okay,
second.
yeah.
What about you? Knowing what you know now, you're 34. Are you going to?
Like, know what you know now. You're 85. And so, based on that,
Come on, man. Why you guys being dicks? I got my notes here, man. I got my notes here. I literally have all their stuff written down, man.
Pause though. Pause on that.
Okay,
man.
no, okay. So knowing that, are you going to adjust your strategy, switch it around, go girls only? Like, what is your?
Bro, she's gone.
I'm
bro.
just going with the flow.
Yeah, she's going
with the flow.
Same
Okay.
as her. I don't know. I actually, I'm
That's fine.
sure you have Gary around here. You talk to him a lot, right?
Yes.
So my numerology number is 33. I'm a 33
I'm
lifetime.
done.
Okay.
I am done.
And
I
if
am
you
out.
believe in that,
Okay.
it makes
Nobody
sense to me
does.
because
Okay.
I do.
I don't
So
really
you're gonna go
care
with the flow
if I
and
have anybody.
numerology.
I'm very happy single too, so I don't really care if something
either
comes
way.
up and I
That's
find
fine.
a best friend that I can eventually have sex with and go in that direction, have a relationship with. Cool, but I'm not really looking for somebody to just meet and start fucking. For me, it's got to be a friendship that builds and becomes that. And if it's not that, I'm just really not interested.
What about you? What are you?
Oh, that
Knowing
makes
what you know now, you're 23. Are you going to adjust your strategy? Are you going to lower your standards? What are you going to do?
I was in a
No, you know, no.
yeah, I was in a 5-year relationship.
Okay.
We broke up last year.
Okay.
I turned, have my whole face, and
Okay.
then now I'm like looking for my husband. So yeah.
Wait, you had how
Husbands.
many bodies and you was in a 5-year relationship?
20.
No, I gotta do some math here. Fuck that. Hold on.
yeah,
Wait, what
you're
is your age currently?
She's 23.
Yeah,
23.
Well, you're 23. You was in a 5-year relationship. 23 minus 5 is what?
18.
You're a little slow on the draw. 18. Boom. So
In 1 year, yes. I'm
so-
sorry.
1 year.
Okay.
Wait, that was
My math
1
is
year
in
of
it.
sex?
1 year.
Probably.
No.
So, okay.
That's the whole phase.
I think I know. Hold on.
Yeah,
I think I know
wasn't
what happened here.
manic.
Let me guess.
I started doing drugs.
Was he your high school sweetheart?
Yeah, he was.
Okay. Were you guys in that 5-year relationship continuously with no
Yes.
breaks? And you were only monogamous to him?
Yes, absolutely.
go, there's
And
your answer.
I brought him in girls
Bro, that,
too.
yo,
and
that's-
also,
And
Sure,
I
sure.
took care of the bills. So
When
I
you-
guess that's
when you
Shout
get
out to
past
Shorty.
that level
Huh?
of
Your
intimacy,
stock has risen in my eyes. You taking care of the
Really?
bills? I like that.
Oh yeah, I had
That
a
turns me
$3,000
on.
apartment that I was paying for.
Wait, did you break
turns
up
me
with
on.
him?
Don't
Did you
mind
break
him.
up with him or did he break up with
No,
you?
he broke up with me because he's like, Jen, because I stopped having sex with him.
He wanted a bigger apartment.
yo,
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was another bigger
Yeah.
apartment.
That's
And
what's
also,
up.
when you add
Maybe
in
both.
drugs, things
Yeah, I had. I had-
expand.